Well, hey, everybody, and happy Wednesday. And officially, welcome to Southern New Hampshire University, y'all. I am so excited for each and every one of you. I'm Melanie Shop. I am your SNHU 107 Learning Community gal. I get the opportunity to work with all of you, but I only teach one section of SNHU 107. So I'm only the actual instructor for about 30 of you. But I think it's so fun to be in this space where I get to see where all of you are from and your majors. And it's just really exciting to have everybody here in one room. So first and foremost, your experience here at Southern New Hampshire University is important to us. It is our policy and practice to create an inclusive and accessible learning environment. If there are aspects of instruction or course design that present barriers to accessibility, please notify the Online Accessibility Center, the OAC, as soon as possible at 866-305-9430. You can also email the OAC at oac@snhu.edu or visit their website. That's a lot of stuff I just said, right? What you guys need to know is that the Online Accessibility Center is available for you if there is a different way that you might need content. This could be webinars like this could be student events and activities, this could be stuff in your classroom. They are here to make sure that you are able to get the information and things that you need in a way that works best for you. If you have questions about this or want to know more, reach out to them directly, or you can also always talk to your advisor, okay? Now, a couple of things about our webinars that I've mentioned. One, you do not need a microphone or camera. You just need to be able to hear me. Can everybody hear me okay? This is recorded, and I've started the recording. So when I get done tonight, it takes me about 24 hours to get it posted to our First Year Experience YouTube channel. I'll make sure you guys have that link. I'm going to pop it here in the chat real quick with a couple of sound reminders. These webinars were live tonight, but then we're not live again until week 6. There's a whole schedule and lots of email reminders and announcements in your classroom. You'll know about it, so don't worry about writing it down right now. But we're live tonight. We're live in week 6, and then every other week of your class, we're going to be on Mondays. You just hop into the YouTube channel and you can watch the week's webinar. Does that make sense so far for everybody? We are in an academic space, so always be mindful of your conduct. Another fun fact is that these webinars that I teach, they are not required. So they're not mandatory. You don't have to be here. There's no grades associated with them, but you will learn things. Every week I go through the concepts that you cover in your classroom. I give you some tips and tricks for your success. I show you where to click, how to find things, how to fill out some of the assignments between these webinars and the focus videos, okay? So these are a great place just to kind of have like double check yourself, or if you have some more questions, or if you're new to being back in school, you've been out for a bit or never done college before, it's a really great way just to have that extra support for your success. Okay, everybody, that makes sense so far? You guys understand kind of what this webinar is and what the learning community webinars are. So this is me. Hey, I do teach a class of SNHU 107, like I mentioned. I am an adjunct faculty member, but I also get to work with all of your faculty. So I work with faculty on special projects. I work with faculty training. So I have been an educator for 17 years. Oh, when I say that out loud, it seems like I'm so much older than I want to be. But this is my family. These are my kids. This is my husband. I love the water. So a few fun facts about me, so you guys know I'm a real human. I live just outside of Pensacola, Florida. So I absolutely love our beaches. I love the pools. I love the lakes. I think I was a mermaid in a past life, or maybe I'm still a mermaid. But I also enjoy cycling, reading. So if you have any good books to send my way, let me know. I read all kinds of things, coffee, and I love spending time with my family. The other thing is that I am a resource for you, okay? So that means that these webinars are here for your success, which is one of the most important things that I want to make sure that you guys know. Couple of things about sound with me. 2 things, actually. One is that if for some reason Adobe Connect kicks me out, or like it says I lost connection, Don't panic. I'll be back. It just takes me a minute. That happens from time to time with so many of us in this live environment. The second thing is if my voice sounds kind of lagging or kind of different, make sure you're not running anything else, because Adobe Connect takes a lot of internet energy and it can make me sound different than I actually am. Okay, so just know that. No apologies about being late. You're here and it's recorded, so you can always go back and watch what you missed. So this learning community, students always want to know, like, what is this learning community? Well, first and foremost, it's outside of your classroom. So the learning community is in what's called SNHU Connect. Are you guys familiar with what SNHU Connect is? It's where you had to have this Pulse login. There's a whole lot of acronyms, but I promise you, you're going to understand all of them. If you don't have access to that yet, it can take about 7 to 10 days from when you register for classes. So don't panic, it's coming. But basically, SNHU Connect is outside of your classroom, and it is a space where there's clubs and activities and different student groups and hobby groups. And SNHU 107 has a very special community just for students that are taking SNHU 107 or who have taken it, okay? So it's outside of your classroom. Your actual classroom is in what's called Brightspace. That's that learn.snhu.edu web address. Everybody good with that? You guys have all logged in. Tell me, have you clicked in there, gotten comfortable, seen where things are? So Brightspace equals graded. That's where your stuff is graded. That's your classroom. Learning community is like extra support, fun things, okay? You're going to be able to interact with other students that are taking the same classes as you. You can find student organizations and clubs like the Psychology Club, the Nerd Unite Club, the Paranormal Club. There is military groups. There is parent groups. I mean, there's so many things in there for you guys to explore. That is in SNHU Connect, okay, everybody? Also with the learning community, I do these webinars. So live tonight and then live again in week 6. All the other weeks, by every Monday of the start of your new week in your classroom, you're going to have a new webinar to watch that walks you through the assignments, okay? Which is really cool. And then you're going to have these fun, I call them focus videos, and I'm going to pop them in the chat, these links. So you're going to see the LC webinar link. That's going to take you to the First Year Experience YouTube channel, which you will see all the webinars loaded for the term. If you go there now, you're going to see the current term that we're just finishing up this week. You're going to see some of their end of the term webinars. And then there's focus videos that are already up for the entire term. They're going to walk you through things quickly, like under a couple of minutes, like how to find your discussion board, how to find your assignment templates, things about time management. Those are called just-in-time resources. What does all of this equal? Your success, right, folks? I don't know about you, but how many of you guys have waited a long time to be in college? Like you've put other people through school, or maybe it didn't work out for whatever reason and now you're back, or maybe you got a degree, but now you're wanting a degree in something else. Maybe you've never had to have a degree and now you do, or maybe you're right out of high school, or maybe in high school and also enrolled in college classes. I mean, no matter where you are on the spectrum, right? No matter where you are in the spectrum of life, you're all here now. And I know with that probably comes some nerves, right? Who's excited? Who's a little nervous? Who's a little bit of all of the emotions that from day to day, you're not really sure, right? I feel like that's everybody in the beginning, and that's okay, because here at SNHU, we're here to support you in your success. And you're part of our family now. And so we want to make sure that you guys get to know us and reach out and communicate. And the learning community webinars are just an extra extension of that, okay? So just know, no matter where your nerves are, take a big old deep breath, take it day by day, and know you have so much support here. I wanted to introduce you guys to one of my colleagues who is not able to be with us tonight, Dr. James Winfield. A lot of the students call him Dr. J. Some of you may have him for your SNHU 107 course as your instructor. Fun facts about him, because I shared some about me, is he is a family man. He loves to cook, and he's a Marvel Cinematic Universe fan. Like, he is like a super fan. But he's also a resource for you. He is one of the deans here at the university, and he has major support programs for students. He loves to tell students that he wants to see you persist. So take your classes, do your stuff. He wants you to engage, which is getting involved in your classrooms, the discussion boards, getting involved in student groups and activities, and then network, getting to know the faculty and staff and other students that are here at the university, okay? The really cool thing about Dr. J is he has a program underneath his supervision that is called the Peer Mentor Program, which are students who have been in your shoes and have worked their way through the university, and they kind of just meet with students on a one-on-one basis to just help them guide through, different situations and kind of getting settled into school. So some fun facts about Dr. J, and I wanted to make sure that you guys saw him. And you can actually just email him. It's james.winfield@snhu.edu. Now, a couple of things before we dive into our top tips about your guys' getting started here is, if you remember anything from tonight, it is to remember, you got this. Say it out loud. I got this. I can do this. I am worth this journey and this degree, because it is going to take time. Okay, folks, it's going to take time. It's going to take energy. You're going to be putting yourself outside your comfort zone a little bit. You're going to be learning some new things. You're going to have to switch up some habits and add school to, I'm sure, an already busy schedule. And I just want you guys to remember, you can do this. You got this, and that we're here to support your success. So taking a look at our classroom environment, this is what you're going to do in SNHU 107, okay? I like to go over this because I want to make sure you guys understand that you are completely capable of this. You are going to have 5 discussion assignments. Just so you guys know, when week 1, which is module 1, kicks off on Monday start day, right? So you want to log into your classes whenever works for you. There's not a certain day or time you need to log in on Monday, but I encourage you to log in sooner rather than later, because your very first assignment, your initial discussion post, is due the very first week, that Thursday. Okay, everybody, does that make sense? So what a discussion post is you're going to have a series of things to read your assignment, your reading assignment. You're going to have some questions asked of you, and you're going to answer them. And you're going to share that with the class. In week 1's webinar, I show you where to click, what to do, and how to find things. I will show you very quickly tonight, but just a little bit of it. But you're going to have those discussions. The initial discussion post is due on Thursday. And then you have to respond to at least 2 of your classmates by Sunday. You don't have those every week, but the weeks you do, remember Thursday and Sunday. Okay, everybody? Then you're going to have 5 activity assignments. These are where you're going to need Microsoft Word or something compatible. You get Office 360, which has Microsoft Word as a student for free, F-R-E-E. So I'll show you guys tonight where to find that. You can always reach out to our help desk or go underneath online student services, and you'll see Office 360, and you can click on it and it gives you the prompts to download it. But you will need it because you have templates, which is basically a document that is going to ask you questions. You're going to need to fill it out and upload it. Okay, everybody? Those will all be in there, and it'll tell you from week to week what you guys have due. Warm-ups, these are called quizzes. Don't let that word fool you or make you nervous, because with the warm-ups, you get to do them over many times to earn your best score. But you always want to read the material first, watch the videos, then take the quizzes or the warm-ups. Okay, those auto-grade, you'll see how you do right away. Your very first one is in week 1. So week 1, module 1, there'll be a discussion assignment, and then you guys will have a warm-up. That's going to be your first week, okay? Now, remember, like I said, discussion initial posts are due when? Thursdays. And then you have to respond to 2 of your classmates by Sunday. And then when you have like activity assignments or those warm-up quizzes, they're always due by Sunday of that week, okay? Now, I get questions all the time. Can I work ahead? Yes, you can. However, wait until classes start. If you've already gone in and done a couple of things, take a deep breath. Don't stress out. You don't have to redo anything. Your faculty they're just not going to look at anything until classes start, okay? We can't. So with your assignments, once the course starts, you can work ahead, but I caution you to not work too far ahead, because you might miss out on some important announcements or tips and tricks how to do things if you get too far ahead. But I know a lot of students, sometimes if you have the time, you might want to do a couple or a week ahead of things just to kind of make sure you're on track with whatever you have going on in life and adding school. So no, you can do that. Just don't do it too far in advance. Does that make sense, everybody, so far? And then you have a project that really, everybody, just connects the dots and wraps up the term. It's going to be on things we've covered all term long, like looking at your time management, looking at your academic mission statement goals that you're going to write in week 4, and you're going to be looking at using resources and different supports for your success. That's the final project. That's everything. Does that kind of help break that down a little bit? I know sometimes it can be overwhelming when you're starting something new and you're like, well, what is that? Like, what does that mean? So just know that this is from your syllabus. So if you look in your Brightspace classroom under learning modules and click on start here, you'll see your syllabus. You can click on it and open it up and go through it. It'll have those points, okay? Now I just have a couple of tips for you real quick. So I'm gonna try to do these as quickly as I can to keep the time, because I know your time is precious, but I wanna make sure I also answer all of your questions. First and foremost, it's make the time. Have you thought about when you're gonna study? Anybody? Have you kind of mapped out a time that's gonna work for you? I encourage, if you can, to do things earlier in the week, like that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, versus later in the week, if it works for your schedule, just so in case your week falls apart, you're not stressed out and like trying to get things done super last minute. Everybody is going to do things in a way that works best for them. Just pay attention to your due dates and deadlines, okay, everybody? And just remember to make the time and stick to it as best as you can, even if it's like an hour out of every other day or a couple hours every other day, or even if it's in like little 20-minute blocks throughout your day, depending on what you have going on, it matters. And if you set it, you're going to be more apt to stick to it. Okay, everybody? Tip number 2 is to make connections. Y'all are already doing this. Get to know your classmates, get to know your faculty, get to know the SNHU departments that are here to support you in your success. It makes all the difference, and it's going to really make you feel even more connected. Tip number 3 is to purchase your ebook and get connected. So your course for SNHU 107 has a book, right? But it's an electronic textbook. I always get asked, is there a paper version? There is what's considered a loose leaf version if it's available in the bookstore. I have students that like to pick it up from time to time, but then they tell me later they didn't even open it. So they wasted the $30 or whatever it is. I don't know how much it costs. I can't remember. The ebooks can take a little bit to get used to. I'm like you. If you're somebody that likes to touch the book, highlight the book, smell the book, I get it. I get you. But just know that the electronic book has so many cool things that are available to you at your fingertips. You can take it with you. Once you get used to it, it's really easy. The biggest thing is you should have gotten an email about purchasing your books. You can always touch base with your advisor if you're stuck, not sure how to do it. Don't stress. Just call your advisor. They'll walk you through it. But you literally go to the SNHU bookstore online. You put in like the SNHU 107 course code. It's going to pull up the course materials. You're going to add it to cart. You're going to check out. Okay, everybody? And if you get stuck, make sure you let your advisor know. But you do have a reading assignment right away in week 1, module 1. So just make sure you get to it. Okay, everybody? Does that sound good? Questions so far? Are we feeling okay? I just want to kind of double check, make sure we're good. I think I saw a question about how to find that parent group. If you go to SNHU Connect and search parent, it'll pull up the different groups. There's also a new student connections group in there. That's all the new students. You can always put that in there. Brandon, great question. We are SNHU 107. When you log into your actual Brightspace classroom, you will see SNHU 107, and then you'll see like a dash, and you'll see the course, the class code, but you just need SNHU 107. That is what you need for your book. Okay, everybody? Tip number 4 is always have a backup plan. So backup plan is things like, have you thought about what you would do if your internet goes out, or you're not able to have access to internet for some reason, or what? And that could be like snowstorms knock it out, hurricanes. I had a student once that somebody in the neighborhood backed into like a utility pole and it was out for like 2 weeks. Laptops break, phones break if you're doing school from your phone, like things happen in life. I want to encourage you to write down the email address and phone numbers for any faculty that you have for classes and of your advisors. That way, if something happens, you can communicate and let them know what's going on. Because if we know what's happening in your world, then we can make a plan for your success. You know, we have things like babies come early, babies come late, we lose loved ones. Somebody breaks an arm, somebody has to have surgery, illness, like all the things, right? So when we know, we're able to make a plan for you and your success so you stay on track. I had 2 brand new laptops, both go black screen of death in 1 term. And they had to be like sent away to be fixed. It was a nightmare, but it happens, y'all. It happens. I had a student that her 2-year-old spilled something on her computer. So she was doing work from her phone and she dropped her phone and like shattered it. And so it was a whole mess, but we got it all figured out, right? So life happens. Just know that it's not going to be the first time this has happened. It's not going to be the last time. My point is reach out. Okay, everybody. Create a to-do list. So do you guys know what's on your to-do list? Like what you're going to have to get done for school, what you might have to get done for your home life and whoever you're taking care of at home, even pets that are in there. You know, what about your professional life? Like it's basically just making sure that you know like what's due when, what's on your calendar, because when you add school in, it's going to take some of that time and you don't want to miss something because that stresses us out, right? Like it's going to happen at some point, but that's again, you communicate. Which brings me to this slide. Communication is key. You guys are so many ways to get a hold of everybody here at SNHU. You can call us. You can, some faculty members text message, but there's always email. You can always pick up the phone. Check your university email. If I can give you any advice, check your university email at least multiple times throughout the week and always check your course announcements because your faculty puts so much information in them that if you're not checking those course announcements and checking your university email, you're going to miss something. It can cost you points for your grade. Okay. But no, good or bad, always reach out. It's going to matter. Okay. The webinars we've already talked about. This is just a quick reminder of how to access them. I will put that in the chat again. I think it's going to have the sound thing, but it'll give you that quick link to the webinars. They're up all term long. I take them down about halfway, just the beginning ones, but you'll always have the major project ones. And the focus videos are already up and loaded for the entire term. So this tonight, when I get done, it should be up by tomorrow afternoon, sometime tomorrow evening. It just takes a little bit for me to get everything downloaded and then uploaded. Okay. Tip number 8 is to know your success team. So who's going to support you this term? Do y'all know? You know, whether it's that loved one, that significant other, pets are included in here. Like basically you need those people in your life that are going to support you, maybe look over some of your writing assignments, tell you those hard truths when we need to hear them, keep you motivated. You know, the reason that you're starting this, you know, whatever it is, like know who you can lean on, know who's going to tell you like, hey, you need to get your homework done. Like, hey, let's get this together. Or like, hey, I can watch the kiddos while you get this assignment done. You know, things like that, right? It's just something to know who is going to genuinely support you because it matters. And as you add school to your schedule and life gets busy, you're going to have, your time becomes even more precious. So spend it with the people that are motivating you and supporting you to achieve your goal of graduation and getting that degree, right? Tip number 9 is just to use your feedback. This is just so that you guys know that every single week, your faculty in your courses, no matter what class you're taking, they're going to go through and grade your assignments. And they're going to take their time leaving you comments in the grade center, like what you did good, what you might want to work on. They might refer you to some university resources. Make sure you're checking it because there's nothing worse than when a student keeps making the same mistakes. Maybe it's the same grammar mistakes. Like please capitalize the word I. Please spell out things. Acronyms do not belong in academic writing. You guys are going to learn this real quick. But like things like that happen and it costs you points in your writing. Because I'm sure for many of you, you might not have academically written in a really long time, if ever. So it's new and that's okay. You're going to make some mistakes. Things are going to happen. We know that. But we're going to remind you of them and show you some helpful things for your success. So make sure you're checking that so that you know how to improve that and you're not making the same mistakes every single week, okay? Just some things for you guys to think about. But know that faculty will grade every single week. So for example, in week 1, you know, when you guys start next week on Monday, your initial discussion post is due Thursday, and then all the other assignments for that week are due by Sunday, but you can always work ahead, right? Your faculty have another week. So we have 7 days from Sunday to Sunday to grade. Some faculty grade as things come in, some grade throughout that week. Some you might not see your grade until that Sunday. Everybody's a little different, but just know within a week, you're going to have grades for your assignment. So just make sure you're double checking that feedback. Okay. Tip number 10 is use your resources. You guys have already heard me talk so much about connecting with others, but we have such incredible support here from our help desk team, your advisors, your faculty, the SNHU Connect communities and clubs and organizations. We have an incredible academic support team that has what's called written feedback, which is where you can submit like your discussion posts or any writing assignments that are university related. And they'll just kind of give it a once over and some feedback on things that you can do well, making sure the concepts match the content of the assignment. So I encourage you to use them because they're incredible. And that is the purpose of this quote by Lincoln Paz. Utilize. Using all of your resources wisely is key for growth, which opens up successes. Unfortunately, most people don't realize this and the door of opportunity stays closed. Don't let the door be closed. Connect, connect, connect. Okay. I know for many of you, you're like, I don't like to ask for help. I don't want to bother anybody. I don't want somebody to think that I'm less than smart. Let all of that go, okay? Because you are here getting a college degree and it's work, time, energy, and money, right? So learn to advocate for yourself. Know that there's no such thing as a silly question. We would rather have you ask than not ask, okay? So that concludes the presentation part. What I wanted to do really quickly is show you guys the actual classroom environment, just so you get like just a little bit of an idea of where to click and how to find a few things. Now, keep in mind, the very first webinar for next week, which will be loaded and ready to go for Monday, is going to walk you specifically through like the assignments and more in detail, but I want to just show you a few things because I think it's nice to just know. Keep in mind that sometimes Adobe can be a little sassy when I try to share my screen. So hold on just a second. Give me just a minute here. Okay, can you guys see my little screen? I'm gonna turn on the controls. So just know that there might be like a little grayed out box or grayed out boxes or a black box on the screen. And that is me being able to see the chat, me being able to see like where everything kind of is, okay? So this is Brightspace, that learn.snhu.edu, okay? When you get in here, you wanna find your classroom. And I'm gonna change to, so my access is a little bit different, but it might still look a little bit different than yours. This is the announcement. So when you very first log in, you guys have probably seen things like this in your classroom, right? This is going to be reminders. This is going to be things about the weeks coming up. You're going to see your instructor over here under My Instructor. When you click on announcements, y'all, there'll be an actual My Instructor announcement. That is where you'll see who's teaching your class, okay? How to get a hold of them, their email address, office hours, all that kind of fun stuff. A little bit about them, which is just really cool. Okay, for a couple of things I wanted to point out is first and foremost, let me go back here. I don't know why it went there. Sorry, guys. Sometimes, there we go. So course menu is really important. That's how you get to all the things. So if you go to course menu and you go under learning modules, this is where you're going to see start here. When you click on start here, remember I mentioned that, you'll see your syllabus. You're going to see a reminder of a direct link to access the bookstore, what your book is, how to get it connected. Okay, so make sure you guys review those things again under start here. And then you're going to see this whole thing about the different weeks. So week 1 is module 1, week 2 is module 2, and so forth all the way to week 8. Okay, you're not coming in here and doing all this at once, week by week. All right, yes, you can download your syllabus. You just click on this and it'll download. Okay. So for example, for week 1, you click on module 1, it's going to pull up the module. You're going to click the blue. It gets you to where you want to go. Remember that. You'll remember that now. Click the blue, gets you to where you want to go. Click the blue, gets you where you want to go. And you're going to review it. So there's a lot of click the blue, gets you where you want to go. But then there's a lot of like read and scroll, right? So this is going to go over everything module 1, and you're going to click over to get to the next part of module 1. Does that make sense? That's how you're going to click through all of those different modules. There's lots of videos that you can directly link to, more reminders about your books, and then it's going to go through, get you to your assignment. So the key is make sure you're reviewing everything. So for example, here's your very first discussion post, right? Week 1, you're introducing yourself, talking to the class a little bit about you, your degree, and you're going to talk about ownership. We're going to talk more about this in week 1, but I wanted to show you, just so you know, to start a discussion post, you click on start a new thread, and then you can put a subject line. This is not spell check appropriate. And then you'll type the body of your discussion post, your thoughts, your information in here, okay? You can always check this box to subscribe to the thread. That way you see people respond to things, and then you click on post. All right, does that make sense, everybody? That's just a quick show. Again, week 1 goes through it way more in depth, but I wanted to point that out, okay? And then, for example, when other students post or your faculty post, you're going to see like this. I posted in my week 1, and you'll see like the title, click on the blue, and it'll allow you to open it up so you can review it and respond. Okay, so that's the discussion. And then the other thing I wanted to point out, you guys do have a warm-up quiz, which folks, when you just go, and it's going to make me save it. It'll say warm-up, start here. Again, click those arrows, and you're going to go here, and it'll say begin quiz or start quiz. Mine doesn't have that because I'm a faculty member. Okay, remember unlimited attempts, But my advice to you is don't just go willy-nilly take it, okay? Read the course reading that's assigned, look at the videos, look over your syllabus, and then go take it, all right? Because you don't want to just like take it and then get an F and be like so deflated. Don't let that happen to you. Yes, you can go back and retake it, but just take your time. You want to know the information that's in there. So that's everything for week 1, just real quick. The other thing I wanted to show you is if you click on this online student services, when you click on that, it might just take a minute for it to pull up. Sorry, y'all. It will bring up every department and your quick access point to them, okay? So here's how to go get a hold of the help desk, okay? Here is where you can find the bookstore. Here's how to get to your advisors. Here is how to find academic support, okay? Keep scrolling, the library, Brightspace tutorials. This is a great space if you want to learn more about how to navigate your classroom. Here's that Office 365. I think I called it Office 360. I'm sorry, y'all. Office 365. That's that Microsoft Word. You need to have Microsoft Word or something compatible that your faculty can actually open up and grade when you submit your assignments. Okay, everybody? So if you click on this, it's going to walk you through the tutorials of how to find everything and what to do and what you might need. Also, as you scroll right here, if you click on SNHU Connect, it is going to take you to the learning communities where you can log in and explore all the clubs, organizations, and find the SNHU 107 learning community. So that's a quick tour of your classroom, some great tips to get you started. How do we feel? Did this help? Like just kind of let you know that it's going to be okay. You're not alone in how you feel. All of the webinars are very similar to a format like this. I try to keep them 30 minutes or less. Next week's webinar, again, will be loaded direct. I'm going to put that link one more time. The focus videos, again, are already up. You can go through and check them out. This like LC webinar one, that's the YouTube channel that the webinars will be posted on by every single Monday morning. So when you wake up bright and early Monday morning, it's going to be there. So like next week walks you through how to find everything a little bit more in depth, where to click and where to find things. The biggest thing is, y'all, we're just so excited for you. And like I said, check your course announcements, check your university email, connect for you and your success. You're going to get to hear from me every week. Please, 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 watch these webinars as you can, watch the focus videos, because it's just that extra support system that's out there. If you have questions about anything in your classroom environment, do not hesitate to reach out to your instructor, your faculty. We want to hear from you. Always connect and get back to your advisors if they're trying to reach out to you. We want you to be successful, and we are so excited to have you here. So welcome to the SNHU family. You guys got this. That's all for tonight. I will work on getting this downloaded and then uploaded to the YouTube channel. It'll be up by tomorrow night. So folks, you're going to be absolutely incredible. Enjoy your weekend. I cannot wait to get to know you guys further these next 8 weeks, and just get excited because you're going to be great. You got this, everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful night.